Hi there, my name is Brenda Almonasi, and I'm going to talk to you about three very important language teaching approaches. They were developed so as to create our skills, oral communicative skills. They all have things in common. For example, they have a structural approach based, also behaviorism. They have features from these two approaches. And something else they have in common is that they target the four skills, going from the receptive ones to the productive ones. Also, the teacher role is very similar in the three of them. The teacher has to be active. We are to provide our students with lots of samples of language for them to repeat, to mimic, and reproduce. So accuracy and meaning are really relevant for these three approaches. We're going to begin with the oral approach, for which it's very necessary to have context, situations, and a lot of drilling. Drilling is important because we want our students to pronounce perfect words. So we go from very controlled drilling to freer when they are ready to do more, right? It is important that you provide our students with very meaningful practice for students to go home and keep practicing and really internalize the information. The TPR is total physical response. This approach says that we need to learn our second language as we learned the first one, that is through movement. At first, we didn't have a lot of elements for us to write and read, right? So we reproduce sounds and everything. They say that is a blueprint on your head that develops little by little, and then that leads through other cognitive processes, but it has to be through physical movement. So commands are important. You have to give your students the sample of the language they need to reproduce, and you need to create an environment that is rather stress-free. Students need to feel really at ease in your classes so they can feel comfortable to run around and do things as you command. Now, the audiolingual method is one that promotes developing of communicative skills. We emphasize the fact that language is spoken and not written. We have to set a lot of habits for students to perform. There are a lot of drills. We need to plan this ahead. They are exposed to a lot of language for them to reproduce and mimic. It is very important that you have real audios on your classes so students can memorize these patterns and structures that you are giving them through sentences. And the goal here is to become as close as native as possible. Now, regarding these three approaches, I consider they are very important for us in our classes. We need to take some of these activities that they promote, and we need to use this kind of information in our classes to create, our students' communicative skills. But I don't think we need to base our class mainly of this. I think we can use it in class, but nowadays the target is different. You need to prove that you can speak English. It's not just like I can speak it. You have to certify yourself. You have to get some other kind of abilities like reading and writing. You need to be proficient in all of them. So it is very useful, all of this, for maybe when our students are beginning. But I think we need to vary our activities and have other kind of approaches. I'm looking forward for your comments.